That is why this book moves quixotically through time, itself forming a labyrinth. If the history of London poverty is beside a history of London madness, then the connections may provide more significant information than any orthodox historiographical survey. Chapters of history resemble John Bunyan's little wicket gates, while all around lie sloughs of despond and valleys of humiliation. So I will sometimes stray from the narrow path in search of those heights and depths of urban experience that know no history and are rarely susceptible to rational analysis. I understand a little, and I trust that it will prove enough. I am not a Virgil prepared to guide aspiring Dantes around a defined and circular kingdom. I am only one stumbling Londoner who wishes to lead others in the directions which I have pursued over a lifetime. The listeners of this book must wander and wonder. They may become lost upon the way, they may experience moments of uncertainty, and on occasions strange fantasies or theories may bewilder them. On certain streets, various eccentric or vulnerable people will pause beside them, pleading for attention. There will be anomalies and contradictions. London is so large and so wild that it contains no less than everything, just as there will be irresolutions and ambiguities. But there will also be moments of revelation, when the city will be seen to harbour the secrets of the human world. Then it is wise to bow down before the immensity. So we set off in anticipation, with the milestone pointing ahead of us to London. Peter Ackroyd, London, March 2000. Chapter 1. The Sea. If you were to touch the plinth upon which the equestrian statue of King Charles I is placed at Charing Cross, your fingers might rest upon the projecting fossils of sea lilies, starfish, or sea urchins. There is a photograph of that statue taken in 1839. With its images of hackney cabs and small boys in stovepipe hats, the scene already seems remote. And yet how unimaginably distant lies the life of those tiny marine creatures. In the beginning was the sea. There was once a music hall song entitled, "Why Can't We Have the Sea in London?" But the question is redundant. The site of the capital, 50 million years before, was covered by great waters. The waters have not wholly departed even yet, and there is evidence of their life in the weathered stones of London. The Portland stone of the Customs House and St. Pancras Old Church has a diagonal bedding which reflects the currents of the ocean. There are ancient oyster shells within the texture of Mansion House and the British Museum. Seaweed can still be seen in the greyish marble of Waterloo Station, and the force of hurricanes may be detected in the chatter-marked stone of pedestrian subways. In the fabric of Waterloo Bridge, the bed of the Upper Jurassic Sea can also be observed. The tides and storms are still all around us, therefore, and as Shelley wrote of London, that great sea still howls on for more. London has always been a vast ocean in which survival is not certain. The dome of St. Paul's has been seen trembling upon a vague, troubled sea of fog, while dark streams of people flow over London Bridge or Waterloo Bridge and emerge as torrents in the narrow thoroughfares of London. The social workers of the mid-19th century spoke of rescuing drowning people in Whitechapel or Shoreditch, and Arthur Morrison, a novelist of the same period, invokes a howling sea of human wreckage crying out to be saved. Henry Peacham, the 17th century author of The Art of Living in London, considered the city as a vast sea, full of gusts, fearful dangerous shelves and rocks, while in 1810 Louis Simon was content to listen to the roar of its waves, breaking around us in measured time. If you look from a distance, you observe a sea of roofs, and have no more knowledge of the dark streams of people than of the denizens of some unknown ocean. But the city is always a heaving and restless place, with its own torrents and billows, its foam and spray. The sound of its streets is like the murmur from a seashell, and in the great fogs of the past the citizens believed themselves to be lying on the